He who has ears to hear, let him hear. Matthew chapter 11, verse 15. Let's do it! All right, folks, welcome to Hard Hat Conversations. I'm your host, Richard, stationed here in Cleveland, Ohio. Today is Monday, January 27th, 2025. Let's get into it, folks. This is going to be a real good conversation today. First of all, I'd like to give out a shout-out to the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. That was a good game. Both of them played. Excuse me, folks, and now they're going to be in the Super Bowl. So I hope we'll have a good Super Bowl coming up. I like those two teams. They got good stories, and the players seem like and they really care about football. All right, folks, let's excuse me, folks, my voice is a little hoarse today. Let's get into it a little bit about the immigration. That's the main thing today they're talking about, so we got to talk about it, folks. Remember I said in order to solve a problem, you got to talk about a problem. So the only way we can get solutions is talk about it. Some things we're going to like, some things we're not. Let's not do all that hating. We can disagree, but let's listen to the different points of view. Okay, folks? This is Hard Hat Conversation. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's do it. So I'm scrolling through my phone today, and I looked up and I saw a headline says, I guess he's an actor and a singer, Selena Gomez. You know what I say about those actors and those singers when they get political and stuff. Sometimes it's always they trying to gain something. Not saying she trying to gain something here, but, the video showed that she was crying and doing all this stuff, talking about she going to do whatever she can to help and stuff like that. I said, well, what was all this before? Are you just mad because Donald Trump is in the office? The people were suffering before. Have you said anything to Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia, all those Latin countries? Have you ever said anything to them that they need to do better? Did you get on the video and cry and say those countries of origin where those masses of people are coming from need to do better? Why we got to blame the United States and one man? Come on, at least the United States is taking them in and trying to do something with them and stuff like that. We only can help so much. The United States has a lot of issues here going on, Selena Gomez. Have you checked the cities of the major black cities? Have you cried about that, Selena Gomez? Have you tried about the other folks that's hurting Selena Gomez since the prices of food went up and stuff like that? So there's a lot of people hurting in your own country that you was born in. Okay, and like I said, we don't mind helping, but there's a lot of help here. So don't get on the grandstand, and I hope you didn't do that. I hope you were sincere with those tears. I hope they wasn't crocodile tears, but I really hope you were sincere saying that you feel bad about a lot of the Mexicans coming over and the Colombians and the Venezuelans coming over for those countries. So you need to yell and get on those countries and tell the senators of the United States and all the politicians that they need to stop doing business with those countries if we got hundreds of thousands of their people coming to our country. There's something going on there, and we have to stop the problem at home. Not when they get away from home, but at home. There's only so much you can take in your own country. We got a lot of problems here, so we can't really take on but so many problems, Miss Selena Gomez. So do a video about Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela, and tell those officials and point the finger at them and say they need to do better so these poor people that's struggling don't have to be in this predicament. That's all I'm going to say on that part, folks. Also, I like to get on our ex-president Obama. Here we go. We're attacking Donald Trump because we don't like his character. We don't like some of the stuff he does. Okay, that's everybody. But everybody forgot during the 8 years of Obama that he had those cages and he was the main one deported more illegal aliens than any other president. Look it up, folks. He was the main one. So I don't hear no fingers being pointed at him. How come he didn't do better? But if people of color, black people say he didn't do enough for them, or we just angry black people, we don't know no better. But how come nobody pointing at the finger at him that he didn't help the illegal aliens, since everybody want to jump on and say we need to do everything we can? Tell President Obama and the rest of the other ones to go over to those other countries and have a plea deal with them and say they need to do better. Because we're hurting and short of money over here, and we got a lot of poor people, white, black, Latinos over here that's hungry, that's hurting, can't keep up with these utilities. A lot of them are on the dole of the government with help. So what we got short of housing, everything here, folks. So even the working people, folks that pay the taxes for the food stamps, for the Section 8, and for the free stuff that a lot of people get, we're hurting too as well. We have to pay our bills as well. Our jobs are going down, the low wages and stuff like that. So instead of getting up there and complaining about one man that's doing something because you don't like his character, you need to get with all the rest of them that's up there that's not doing anything, that's grandstanding, and start pointing the finger at them as well, because they're part of the problem as well. Okay? We got cities like Chicago, excuse me, folks, Tennessee, Springfield, Ohio, Colorado. They're hurting. They're getting a mass influxes of immigrants. It's not, the majority of it is not racism, folks. It may be a few bad apples there that say we don't want their kind there. That's natural. We understand that goes on. But the majority of them saying, we can't afford them. We can't even barely make it. And now you're bringing more people that need more help. Come on, folks. We don't mind helping, but come on, let's not get ridiculous now. Take them to your neighborhood. Take them into your homes. I guarantee you not one live in any of them people that making those decisions. I guarantee you none of them live in those neighborhoods. And if you bring them up there and set up Tent City, I guarantee they'll have law enforcement tearing down those tents. You know why? Because they hypocrites. They want everybody else to solve the problems, and they want to take the glory for it. Well, people are smarter now. We got YouTube. Thank you, YouTube, for allowing us to post our videos and opinions, because we got places like CNN, MSNBC, and all them other rags that don't even care anymore. All they got is a certain agenda that they want to run, and if you don't want to listen to them, they're going to block you out. They're not going to let you hear the other side of the point of view. But even though those other Americans that you disagree with, they still Americans, they still taxpayers, and they still human beings, so they do have a right to point their opinion, don't they? Or is this a dictatorship, as you say with Donald Trump it is? I think it's more of a dictatorship on the Democrat part, if you want to know the real deal, because they're the ones doing all the censoring. Even if it's an idea that you don't like, you got to allow that person to express their feelings. They have to be heard. Then you can debate them and talk to them about it and say, I don't think that's a good idea. But if you don't let a person talk and tell you, express how they feel, then there's a problem. And that's how that helped Donald Trump get into office, because a lot of the Democrats called him all kind of names, did this, did that stupid stuff, and then let the other people voice their opinion, say, well, Joe Biden, do something about the food price. Kamala Harris, help us out here. Hey, our cities are being drugged down. Mayors of all these cities, they need to be held accountable. City councilmen, city councilwomen, all of them on these boards, they need to be held accountable. The United States has so much resources, folks. It's crazy. You know why we got so much resources? You can send billions of dollars to help Ukraine. You can send billions of dollars to help Israel. So you telling me it takes billions of dollars to help your own citizens that's paying the bill, that's going to work every day, working these jobs, struggling? That money don't grow on trees. Somebody's got to pay for it. That's coming out of my pocket and every other individual here. And nobody's listening to us, so that's why he got in there. And then if he don't do that, we're going to get him out of there. And we're going to go down to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. Because folks are getting tired, politicians, corporations, banks, Federal Reserve. We're getting tired of this stuff. you don't want a civil war, you need to do better about your people that's paying your bills. People like me and everybody else out there that's struggling. We all just want a decent life and try to live as comfortable and peaceful as we can. But we can't do that when you got us fighting over racism, sexism, all kind of immigration, all kind of stuff that we don't need to be fighting over. We need basic, everyday quality of life. And the quality of life in the United States has went down in the toilet. And we need to get that back. It's ridiculous that it has gone that far. There's no vanguard. There's no guardian for us anymore. The church has abandoned us. They're going along with what society say. They're not going along with what the Bible said. They're going along with what society wants. They're going along with the most popular thing. They are afraid. So we have nobody but each other, folks. We have to get our voice out there because these so-called leaders they don't want us to talk because their families are doing good. They're living good. Some of you going to laugh and not understand what I'm saying, but it's true. And one day it's going to affect you if it's not affecting you already. It's going to come to your door. It may take some time to come quickly. They're going to call you all kind of names. They're going to say you are homophobic, you racist, you don't care about people. That's all lies. Who you think donate the most money when it's a disaster? Poor people. Working class poor people. Me and you. You think all those elite rich go down there and give their money away? How you think they rich? They keep it. They keep their money. They don't give it away. And then if they give it away, it's a tax write-off. It's a purpose. They gain something from it. When somebody like me and you give, we give it from the heart. They give it from their wealth. See, people are not going to talk like this, folks, because the truth hurts. Somebody tell you the truth about yourself or your situation, it hurts, don't it? Oh, I've been there. It hurts me too. But you know what? If your eyes are open and you sit back and think about it, you probably agree with some of it. Because I don't think people just coming up to you and your loved ones and your friends telling you whatever wrong with you, you need to stop doing it. I think that people really care about you when they say stuff like that. It's the ones that say, oh, it's okay. Just go ahead and live your life, have fun. It's okay to keep drinking and smoking and partying. Don't take care of your kids, having all these babies out of wedlocks, all these different baby mamas, baby daddies. Crime is up. All kinds sorts of bad behavior. It's okay. Yeah, those are the ones that tell you that's okay. You better run as fast as you can because sooner or later you're going to be just like one of them. And guess what, folks? That's not living. That's not living at all. That's the dog chasing his tail over and over. That's insanity, as I said before. So, folks, let's not get all crazy over this, It's just one issue of many. So let's point the real finger at the real people that's doing stuff to us, that's harming us. And you know what else we got, folks? We worried about ICE and all that stuff. Do you know we have ICE in our home country right here against American citizens? I'm going to name you one agency. It's called the Child Protective Services. Yeah, remember them? You get one phone call from a stranger, they're ready to take your kid out your home. They don't want to hear what you got to say. They don't know what the circumstances is. I know there's some bad homes out there, but everybody's not bad. You shouldn't have the right to just snatch somebody out like that. It's certain circumstances be going on. Have you ever thought about that? Child Protective Services. You can't even whoop your kids anymore. Then they wondering why the kid out here robbing kids, robbing grandma, knocking the old man over his head, tearing up stuff. And they wonder why that's going on. Because they have no fear of no authority. Just like with the poor cops out there. You let a few bad cops mess it up for everybody. What's that old Michael Jackson song? One bad apple doesn't spoil a whole wide world. Then that should be a good example. A few cops shouldn't destroy the rest of the cops. Think about it. Sit down, folks. Those that abide by the law, try to do good and do the best you can. Try to treat everybody the same with decency. How many times have a cop ever harassed you, How many times have a cop let you go and not get a ticket and gave you a warning? Huh? Think about it. I don't think they go out to work to look and say, I'm finna harass people every day. I get my jollies off. Like I said, you're gonna have a few bad apples, but the majority of them are good people, just like me and you, with families, grandmas, kids. They got people that love them. They like to go to baseball games. You know, they like the same stuff we have. But somebody got to keep the order. I tell you what, folks out there, the ones that created that, what is that board called? They got it in Akron, Cleveland. What is that? Some kind of, I can't even think of the name. I'm sorry, folks. Some kind of board made up with civilians that going to tell the cops how to police. These non-people that don't have no in law enforcement training is just going to get on the board and get paid and tell the cops how you should treat these criminals. I tell you what, when that guy, when they breaking into your Kia, you tell that, you go down there and you bring a social worker down there with you and tell them, you need to stop. Don't break into the car and see what happened. It might crack you over the head. You better stop that. So let's stop this. Let's be real, folks. There's some bad apples out there, and we need law enforcement. Come on, folks. And one more thing, like I said, this is going to be a short show because the Cavs coming on. I got to get home and go upstairs and watch them. Hopefully they'll win because they're on the 3-game losing streak. I know they got some injuries, but this is the second half of the season, and the teams are ready for them. So the Cavs got to get together. They got to find a way because all these teams are coming after them, the good teams and the bad ones. But one more thing, folks. Last week, I didn't get a chance to talk to you. Like I said, I'm still healing. I'm just about there, folks. You can still hear a little tiny grog in my voice. I'm almost there, folks. I'm getting there. At Trump's inauguration, they had a bishop up there. She was a woman bishop, for all who wants to know. Sometimes you got to say who it is because some people are funny that way. But she was a female bishop. And she got up there doing his day, doing his triumph. Now, there's, you know the old saying, there's time and a place for everything, right, folks? There's a time and place to say things and do things. Now, that was his day to celebrate his day. The stuff she said, she could have waited till after that. It wasn't that important, folks. But it was important to her. You see what I'm saying, folks? That showed the disrespect, and we don't have no kindness to our neighbor. You know, she said something to the fact of, and I don't have my notes in front of you. You know I like my notes, but I didn't write it down. Like I said, this is a short show, and I was just running. But I saw it a little bit, and it said something about be kind. Be kind to the immigrants. Be kind to the LGBTQ folks. And she said some other stuff. Like this man gonna come in and lock up everybody. What is this mess all about? But see, when you watch shows like CNN that don't be fair and tell both parts of the good and the bad on either side, and MSNBC and ABC and CDD and EFG and all that crap, when you're not fair, nobody's want to listen to you. You know, I'm very critical of myself. So if I make a mistake, that's why I say like, subscribe, and guess what? Make a comment. It doesn't hurt me. It helps me learn and understand who I'm talking to and where your thoughts are coming from. You might have a point in there that can help me out, and vice versa too. So that bishop, though, that was the wrong place for her. And this is a clergy. That's why I say our churches are messed up. Nobody respect them anymore because they all want to be popular. You got all these mega churches. Any of them stepped up and say, like Joel Osteen. What's the other ones? I can't even think of their name. I don't mean to just point him out, but Crypto the Dollar. Let's see, what else? We got some local ones here. Why ain't they taking some immigrants in? And I got to do another show on the clergy too. About we got all this cheap land in the city. Why aren't they buying up the land cheaply and then getting money from these different people to help build houses for working class people? People that can pay taxes but need a break or somewhere to live where they can get a 15-year tax rebate like the rest of the folks that make a lot of money can get. There's a company out there called Moen. I think it's out there in North Olmsted. Do you know they just 300 something people just lost their job, right, folks? 300 regular folks like me and you that pay taxes to help with the welfare, they help to get the Obama phones, they help to get the Section 8. Those people have lost their jobs. Guess who that hurt? That hurt us and them that need help. But see, we don't look at that way. So anybody gonna give them help? Can they get free health care while they looking for another job? Can they get free food stamps? They paid into it. Why do they got to get rid of their house? Why do they got to lose their car? Why do they got to take the rest of their savings out of their bank account just to get help? Why is that? That's wrong, folks. Somebody needs to write letters to their congressmen and have marches and stuff. That is very wrong. The same people that pay into that service, that help keep that service going, they can't get no help. They got to lose everything. That's wrong. I thought America, the welfare is supposed to uplift you, keep you from the streets. I'm talking to the working poor that keeps it going. How come they can't get no help? We got to start thinking differently. Quit listening to these people on this TV. You want to get some real good news? Listen to folks like me and everybody else that's out there on YouTube trying to give you the facts. And if you don't believe what we say, look it up. It's there. You on your phone every day, ordering stuff, ordering food, ordering clothes, Amazon. Write down a few things that you heard a creator said that you didn't like or you liked. You know, do both things. Don't just write down something that you don't like. That's easy to do. We always do that. But write down something good they said and look at it and share it with somebody if it makes sense to you. We got to stop thinking this way, folks. This is messed up. We all supposed to work together. But there's some people, and this is not no conspiracy theory, there's some people and groups like companies, your own government, they don't want you to work together because if you work together, then that means they got to do what you say. They used to do that. Now they're not afraid of you. You know why? Because all they got to do is give a couple of actors and entertainers and hypocrites and clergy. You see how they go to they go to actors for help when they want to control the people. They go to clergy, singers, anything that's goofy and entertaining. They go to that. So they can buy them. They buy them. See, that hurts, but that's the truth. If you don't believe me, look, like I said, where's those mega churches? When something good happens, they be the first in line. They got the best suits on, the best dresses on, the big old hats, the gold rings. They sitting up front. Have you ever noticed all the important people sit up front? The Bible said the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I think when next time you go to your church, your synagogue or whatever, your mosque, ask the whoever, the people that so important, why don't they sit in the back this week? Why don't y'all try rotating sometimes? Make the other people that feel down and out and that's trying to get help, that you're supposed to be helping, let them be up front. Praise them just for coming in there to get help. Try that for one. I guarantee you they won't do it. You know why? Because they of the world. They love the world. But they'll tell you not to love the world. But they got everything of the world. Big houses, cars, money, everything. But you go there, they'll tell you, you need to leave the world alone. It's bad for you. Don't forget about all that stuff. As I said before, you got to clean your own house before you mess with somebody else. Look at the beam in your own eye before you look at the beam in somebody else. Okay, folks? This is Hard Hat Conversation coming at you live in Cleveland, Ohio. We don't do nothing but speak the truth. God bless you and have a good night. See ya.